Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
This is a very important equation from examination point of view, and it has been discussed in the form of an activity on how to do this process, and that we will be discussing in detail here. In this activity, we will take the plastic cup first, then we will make some holes at the bottom to place the electrodes in it. We will put it on we will insert the rubber stoppers having a single hole in the drilled holes of the plastic mug. Break the two 1.5 volt dry cells and take out the carbon rods from them and press the carbon rods through the holes of the rubber stopper. Connect the carbon rods to a 6 volt battery through connecting wires and switch with help of clamps. This will complete the circuit. Half fill the plastic mug with water and to it add a few drops of sulfuric acid. Dilute sulfuric acid makes it a good conductor of electricity, like I said before. Take two graduated tubes and fill them with acidulated water and place the thumb on the mouth of the test tubes. Invert each of them into the acidulated water with plastic mug. Adjust each of the test tube over the carbon rods. Switch on the electric current from the 6 volt battery and leave the apparatus undisturbed for 10 minutes and make your observations carefully. So you are seeing the bubbling in both the test tubes. The observation is that the tiny bubbles of colorless gas are formed in each electrode. These bubbles leave electrodes and rise up in the test tube. They collect in the form of colorless gas and in doing so displace the water downwards. So you are seeing this in the activity also. The volume of the gas collected at the cathode is twice the volume of the gas collected at the anode. The gas collected at the cathode is actually hydrogen and the gas at anode is oxygen. The electrochemical reaction can be expressed with an equation. This is the decomposition, which will be expressed as 2H2O. In the presence of electric current breaks down to form hydrogen and oxygen, 2H2 and O2. Hydrogen at the cathode and oxygen at the anode. So this reaction we see both gases being released, and to test them what we will do is we will light a candle and lift the tube in the inverted position from the cathode and bring its mouth near the flame of the candle. You will observe that the gas burns with the pop sound for the hydrogen gas. And for the other test, take a glowing wooden splint, lift the test tube in the inverted position from the anode, introduce the glowing splint. You observe that it bursts into a larger flame. This is because of the presence of oxygen. So oxygen is a promoter of fire, and that is why you will see that it will burn in the presence of oxygen, whereas it will go off with a popping sound in the presence of hydrogen. So these tests confirm what we had seen with the equation, and this shows the the electrolytic decomposition of water. This process is called as electrolysis of water. As I said, electro means electricity and lysis means breakdown. So we break down water in presence of electricity. For this, we'll first take a plastic mug. We'll put water in it and put two inverted test tubes with graphite rods as anode and cathode. We attach both the tubes to a battery of 6 volts and a switch. The circuit here is complete because water is a conductor. Now when we turn on the switch, what happens is you see bubbling in both the tubes. So bubbling indicates that here a gas is being produced and here a gas is being produced again. The gas will be double here. You can see there's less gas here and more there. That is because at the cathode hydrogen is being released and at anode oxygen is being released. And you can see in the equation hydrogen is double in amount, like we did in the balancing. Hydrogen is double in amount, and that is why it has more gas than this one. Now how do we find out that we know that anode पे oxygen will come out and at cathode hydrogen will come out, but how to find out exactly? So we take out the test tubes, put our thumb over it. When we remove it, we bring a burning matchstick near the test tube. If it burns with a popping sound, like the matchstick goes off and the popping sound is obtained, that means it is hydrogen gas. If it burns more vigorously, if the fire is more, then it is anode. That means it is oxygen gas is being released because oxygen promotes fire. So this process is called as electrolysis of water. It can come as an activity in your examination. You will have to draw this diagram. You will have to identify at which point oxygen is being released and where hydrogen is being released. Give the balanced chemical equation and also explain why there is double the gas here as here. That is because double the amount of hydrogen is being released according to the balanced chemical equation. That is all about decomposition reaction, where a complex compound absorbs energy from different sources and breaks down to form simpler substances. Moving on to the fourth type of reaction, endothermic reaction. Endo means inside and thermic again means heat. So reaction in which heat is absorbed inside is called as endothermic reaction. AgCl breaks in the presence of sunlight to form AgCl2. Calcium carbonate breaks, which is marble, breaks in presence of heat to form calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So these are reactions in which heat is absorbed in. All the decomposition reactions that we did previously are also endothermic reactions because decomposition needs energy from outside. These reactions you can often observe that the beaker might turn cold in some reactions and because heat is being absorbed. It necessarily might not be heat, it can be any other form of energy also, like electricity and sunlight energy.